You cannot place something on nothing and expect to get something. If you want to go to equity, the law says you must come to equity with clean hands. Now, if you want to stand on the basis on the theory and the doctrine of zoning, like we do in the party, is zone and micro-zoned. Now, if you are running away from zoning and you are running away from micro-zoning, then you will be jittery about zoning. Now, if you are scared about zoning, then you assume that you have the ability to muzzle everything out when it comes to a very plain label ground. Now, the first place we shot ourselves on the leg was we ran away from what the Constitution had instructed us to do, which was the zoning. Now, since we ran away from it, again, we then should have prepared and cover all the angles where any forms of anger would have emanated from the process of it. We didn't do that. But that, again, is not what the present situation is. So whether zoning or also zoning, PDP had gone way beyond that zoning issue. We have a candidate, we have a vice presidential candidate, they are campaigning. All I feel that needs to be done is the leadership of the party and the organs of the party to see reasons why they must sit and have all conversation with us not having one governor leaving us. In 2014, a build up to 2015, PDP were losing governors to a formation of groups that finally ended up to become the APC. Now, so an opposition that wants to take over power from a positioned government should win members and not lose members. And so that is my concern, that is my worries. So I feel that we are opposition as it stands. We should have learned from how power was taken away from us. And in the bid to wanting to take power from this present government that have exhibited all definition of failure, there are no parameters or indicators that you place on the table that this present administration has scored anything above 40. The only thing you can give credit to this administration to is the fact that the president signed the Electoral Act into law. And that is one of those legacies I think he will be taking home. And the other thing we feel he will want to take home, if he so desires to want to take a legacy home to himself too, is to ensure that there is free, fair, and transparent election that will not have any interference from an instituted government, just like the one that brought him into government. It was an opposition government that brought him into government. It's not transition from party to party. It's transition from one political party to another political party, as much as it's democracy. The faith is what people are actually questioning. It's the undermining of what the true Nigerian society reflects. The true Nigerian society as it is and as it then was is that you say, let us have a balanced home. If you have a father, you cannot have another father, you have a mother. That is what it is. If you have a father, you have a mother. So if you have a Muslim, you should have a Christian. The reason is that when you say you have a Muslim, you have a Christian, is that there should be a place where these persons can assist to bridge and reach interface should there be any crisis or breakdown of laws and orders. It's difficult for you to have a Muslim man go into the church to go and worship. So when there are crises, who covers that gap for the Christian president or a Muslim president? Is the subordinate. So if the principal is a Christian, the subordinate should be a Muslim. So that you try to attempt to unify the country's faith. There are parts of the world where religiosity is not part of their conversation. If you go to the United States, they don't have a conversation around Muslim and Christian. So you won't have such kind of discussion. If you go to Britain, you will equally have it. But in this part of the world, it is defined, it is clear, and it is fully represented. There are parts of this country that there are 99% Christians, and there are parts of this country that are 99% Muslims. So that if you now say those parts of the part of the country that are 99% Christians, or the part that are 99% Muslim, you have Christian who interfaces with them. Who relates with them? What is the sense of belonging you have given to them in the system of governance? So that is what people are querying. People are not saying that their faith is the problem. They say you should have taken into consideration. You have a right to choose a religion. As much as you have a right to choose a religion, the other set of persons equally have a right to decide to worship freely where they are worshiping. So when you are coming to the table of justice, in that temple you must come with the other person. And so in coming with the other person, it means the Muslim and the Christian have to come. That is the first set of problems. The second set of problems, there are a whole lot of questions around the characters of the persons that have been chosen. You will not forget the role certain persons played in the build-up to 2015 general election that is characterized with the Chibok crisis. These things are still fresh in the minds and in the memories of people. So if people will say that if you were ABC, these actions could happen under your watch. Imagine if again you are not saddled with such enormous responsibility, what could happen under your watch? The other part of it again is a debate where he attended the program and said he was going to be acting as the commander-in-chief. He's going to be in charge of the security of the country, which is outrightly the duty of the president and the commander-in-chief of the country. So when you begin to see all these things happen, people begin to feel that sense of exclusion. And one of the things that usually leads to uprising, where you see they say we are marginalized, there's an uprising. You hear our brothers in the southeast complain that they are being marginalized. That is what has given birth to a reason to wanting to seek secession and the rest. It's exclusion. So when a larger population of people feels that they are being excluded, and again, but it's politics. So I'm sure our brothers in the north may have not played theirs well and had so much expectation, probably would not have put themselves together and put their house together and have shot themselves on the leg. This is where we are. But Nigerians now, it is their turn to decide and to say, okay, we have to correct this thing so that we don't set this thing as a precedent. And the only way they can correct is on the ballot.
Now why would they tell people say no, they lie up and down? Now person where they talk truth with this. But now hear the truth when you talk about equity. If you want to come to equity, you must come with clean hands. But some people, they go dey busy, they shout, we want justice and fairness, equity and justice. Yet you know say you yourself, your hand no clean. You know say you dey deceive yourself. Oh. Yes. So now, after listening to this man now, how you take see the Nigerian political arrangement now, today? How you take see the Nigerian political arrangement? Do you think they are practicing equity, inclusiveness, and fairness? Do you think so? All the people they support injustice, tomorrow, last tomorrow, they will come back and they regret am. E good as in talk now, na PDP people, e good as in talk truth. Yes, we have to fight for position, for power, but still, let me still dey tell ourselves truth. Because truth, if something no be true, na lie. There's nothing like it's not too true or it's not too lie. If it's not truth, then it's a lie. And to be honest and fair, when we talk of equity, justice, and fairness, this in selection, the zoning is properly supposed to be in the southeast. Anybody will talk otherwise, your head no normal. Your head no normal. If you talk otherwise, your head no correct. Shey dey understand? If you think say make wey we dey shape our mouth, make we no dey talk, na na craze dey worry you. Yes, now. Equity, for fairness and inclusiveness for this country. What happened to southeast? What about southeast? Southeast now, shey there be forgotten kingdom? No, there be forbidden kingdom for this country. No, na more reason am. Shey there be forbidden kingdom? They no be human beings. They no be part of Nigerian people dey there. They no contribute to development of this country. They no contribute. Na dem even develop this country pass. Go around the country, and see their contribution to the development of this nation. Yet, when it comes to anything leadership, they go gather them, put one side, say they no dey qualified to do. Your head no correct if you dey reason like that. Your head no normal. You no normal. Even wetin this man said, dey talk sef, I disagree with am. You dey fight for justice and equity and fairness. Yes, you know say you don first of all condemn their own steps for not zoning properly. But oga, if you wan stand for justice, stand for justice. Na wetin Wike stand for be that. And that's why I dey support Wike till tomorrow. Yes, now. Oga, if you no be true, then na lie. If you no be lie, then na truth. Na Wike dey right. All of una no dey right. You sef wey dey talk, you suppose decamp from Atiku completely. Atiku sef na the worst. We dey talk of Tinubu say Muslim. Atiku own worst. Buhari na Fulani. Buhari wife na from Adamawa state. Atiku na from Adamawa state. Buhari sef na Fulani. Atiku na Fulani. Atiku wan become president after Buhari don be president. Na no, you wey dey talk, shey you no suppose cover your hand sef with shame say you still dey support the Atiku. Say you dey support because we dey practice party. Na party na your children go chop. No, na party na im go secure Nigeria. See, una see this country, sometimes e dey make me feel like say shey make I talk say I don tire. I make I talk say we thank God for Peter Obi. Thank God say Peter Obi just comot for that PDP, just go join party wey future dey. Thank God for it. Thank God for God. Na so we for just dey now dey imagine, hey, shey make we choose Muslim, abi make we choose Fulani repeating Fulani. Hey, no now. Thank God for Peter Obi.